Oh, say does that star-spangled banner
Tonight. And I'm looking forward to this great. We're going to see the speed and the skill of NBA guards. Two of the league's best going head-to-head.
And when I think basketball, I envision guards pushing the tempo, taking threes. The modern NBA has a lot of talent. The pace has never been higher.
Now Sacramento starting five. We've got Baldwin, and it's Love in at the three, the small forward.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot. Greg frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Yeah, not only does he create the space he needs, but then he attacks downhill.
And here are the Pelicans now. Sacramento able to drain the three. Here's King. Rebound by the Kings. Their last encounter was in Sacramento.
And the last time they were able to come away with that win because of their depth. Great production from the reserves.
And a credit to their front office. They wanted a more complete team, and that's exactly what we saw in that one.
Here's Flanders after the Kings pick up two. And then Henderson with the jam.
What a pass right there. Coaches love seeing guys making it easy for their teammates.
And it's Sacramento's ball. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
Yeah, they came into that game a little flat for whatever reason and just couldn't tap into the energy you need to compete.
Well, they played hard, but you could tell from their body language they did not have the confidence they needed.
Queen the pass to Coleman. Pass to Baldwin. Love deciding where to go with it. Thompson for three. Henderson pulls it in.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those.
They set the pick. Here's Marks. This one for three. It's hauled in by Queen.
And that was almost a block. Still did enough to alter the shot.
He didn't quite get a hand on it, but he did enough to affect the miss.
And he banks in the layup.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Well, with that kind of success, I imagine they'll continue to be aggressive inside.
Here's Marks. And the Pelicans miss again.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Pass to Baldwin.
Personal foul. First team foul.
We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Kings moving the ball around. Shot clock at 6. Here's Coleman. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Pelicans trail by 3. Now here's King. He's coming off a 22-point game against Phoenix. Henderson with a screen on Thompson. Pass to Henderson. It's hauled in by the Kings. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. To the left side wing. Here's Baldwin. And there are the Kings with another bucket.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
And we knew coming into this game, we expected him to be very involved early.
Here's Flanders. This game he had 10 points. Back to King. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Okay, I see ya. That's your point guard getting up.
And the three ball is good.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
To the wing right side. Flanders sinks the three-pointer.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitor.
And when you give up a three, there's always this instinct to try and get it back immediately.
Now here's Love. 14 points from him the last game against Denver.
Well, he also did a great job on the glass, and it made a big difference.
Here's Coleman. Moves back up. Henderson pulls it in.
Nothing going his way this quarter offensively. Time to recalibrate.
Pass to Marks. Here's Flanders. Here's the lob to the hoop. And stolen by Thompson. Shoots over King. Thompson misses.
What a great look, but an even better contest. That's how you shut down the painted area.
King left side. Deflects the pass. Henderson passes to King. From about 19 feet. That ball's off target. It's his third miss. He's made 2 shots from the field. Pass to Coleman. Here's Queen. King with the steal. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. Henderson, no one around him. The shot goes down and he gets this game back to even. Henderson's got 5.
It almost feels like 2 buckets coming off the steal like it did.
To the middle. Out to Thompson from deep. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
Yeah, he has had a hard time finding rhythm this quarter. Just cannot get one to go.
Here's Flanders. Pass to Peters. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. And the Pelicans lead by 2. Kings have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the opening tip. So the Kings called timeout. They're first. Well, GA, we know it's still very early in the season, but still, just how defined are these teams at this point?
Kevin, it very.
And the Kings making a change here. Love, high post. Coleman, the pass to Baldwin. Here's Queen. Floats one. Thompson with the bucket.
The shots are falling, and he is making it look easy.
They've got King. Garrett out there with Henderson. And it's Cotton in at the 4-man position. That's the Pelicans' 5. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Take a look at the Mavericks. They've achieved some upward momentum, climbing to the 5th spot on the board.
And when you look at where the Pelicans are, they have been staggering here of late. Their losing streak has stretched on way too long. They look like a team that has just lost their confidence.
Christie against King. 3 on the clock. Here's Coleman. Rebound collected by Cotton.
Well, despite this lead, he hasn't found the sweet spot yet. It's been mostly sour action.
King outside. Pass to Henderson. Beyond the arc. And he's good on the 3-ball. Henderson's got it all tied up now for the Pelicans.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
Well, you just have to communicate those switches. If you don't, it's on you.
There's a good screen. Here's King. He takes it in, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
I tell you what, he's showing some real courage going to the reverse in that situation.
You know, I don't think he knows you're not supposed to do that in traffic. King against Christie. Pass to Coleman. Back to Christie. Sacramento again missing. And here is King. He has 6. Here's Garrett. And the layup's good off the glass. And now a 4-point New Orleans lead.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Pass to Baldwin. Back to Christie. And it's out of bounds to the Pelicans. A moment to check out who the New Orleans Pelicans have coming up. On Friday, they'll defend home court against the Portland Trail Blazers. And then on Saturday, they'll defend home court against the San Antonio Spurs.
And you know, for that matchup with Denver, that should be an interesting one. Early in the season, but both teams will still be working out the details.
And the Kings making a change here. Burton's checked in. And it's time for an injury report.
Thanks. I got some news from New Orleans head athletic trainer. The news isn't good. The initial report is that he has a fractured leg. This is an unfortunate setback right at the beginning of the season and certainly not the start they were hoping for. Back to the table.
All right, Allie, thanks for that.
Well, he certainly didn't envision his season going like this, but it happens to the best of them, and now it's all about how you respond to it.
Executing to perfection right now offensively.
I mean, in total sake, good luck trying to stop them now.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. With a break in the action, we go to the 2K leaderboard. See the teams that excelled at slowing the pace down a campaign ago. Pelicans, number 1.
Defense was their identity, and that's how they're going to beat you. And they did it better than anyone in the league.
There's 1:59 left to play in the first half. Here's Coleman. To the paint. Got a piece of it. And King, here we go. There's the screen. There's the drive. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game. How it's been going for the Pelicans.
Just a great job so far applying pressure defensively. The opposition is on their heels with the ball in their hand. Nightmares clamps thus far.
And they're also focusing on their break, looking for any chance they can to push the pace and get out in transition.
And the Pelicans with the possession. They've gone on a 13-0 run. 58 seconds left here in the second. New Orleans moving it around. Just 5 to shoot. Tries it from 19, and it's New Orleans scoring again.
Yeah, they've gone away from the triple as they look to protect this lead.
Here's Burton. He's coming off a 10-point game against Denver. Pass to Queen. Here's Coleman. Again, the miss by the King.
Well, if you're struggling like this, unless you have a wide open look, make that next pass.
Garrett, the pass to King. Over Coleman. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
And players avoid taking mid-range shots these days. It's almost like the threes are easier for players to get.
And we've reached halftime in this one. Pelicans lead by 12. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
Come one, come all. The 2K halftime is here, and so is our breakdown of the upcoming schedule. Let's check it out. Before we get into that, I want to know, back when you guys played, what was your favorite city to play in?
Well, Shaq played for every team in the league, so I'd like to ask him first, Ernest.
Well, everybody wanted me, Kenny, don't be jealous. I say LA is way up there. You know, because you're always home. Especially during the 3P days. It was very, very hot there.
Yeah, you kind of set yourself up for that one, Jeff.
I know.
Let us take some time now to talk about the first half, a commanding performance for the New Orleans Pelicans.
The way they have owned the paint, not only will they win the game, they might not even sweat in the fourth quarter.
Good news is we have great AC here in the studio, so we never have to sweat.
Ah, so cool in here.
And that is a wrap. Now let's send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Here's Thompson. On the court right now for the Kings. We've got Thompson, and it's Love in at the small forward position. Thompson outside. Shoots over King. Marks grabs the board. Marks has got 4 rebounds in this game. King, the pass to Flanders. Henderson with a screen on Thompson. Inside, here's Peters, and he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Total letdown by the D. Can't leave the bucket unprotected.
Absolutely, and it takes an easy 2 points onto the lead.
And now this offense feels like they can just do whatever they want.
Thompson outside. And it's off from 3-point range. Pelicans leading by 14. King outside. Pass to Peters. Here's Marks. To the inside. And it's blocked. And they get it back. Henderson, no good. The Kings trail by 14. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
If he gets any daylight out there, he is capable of knocking that shot down.
King outside. Out to the wing. Here's Marks. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Love right side. Pass to Thompson. There's a screen. Fires from deep. And again, Sacramento with the 3.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
King left side. Here's Henderson. And then Henderson with the dunk.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Yeah, not only does he create the space he needs, but then he attacks downhill.
Thompson passes to Queen. And it's King with the rebound.
Now, he was bothered just enough to miss that shot. That's good work by the defense.
17-foot shot on the way. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Love outside. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. Let's see some of the numbers here for him. Pelicans leading by 10. Pass to Flanders. Down low. Intercepted. Here's Queen. Henderson defending. Lets it fly from 18. Nice shot by Thompson. Thompson's got 18 points.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
King, the pass to Henderson. Here's Flanders. Here's the screen. There's the triple. Sacramento grabs the miss. Now Thompson. He's got 18. Pass to Coleman. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Henderson's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's King. Here's Marks. Puts up a deep three. It's hauled in by Queen. Queen's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Tries from 16. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Henderson's got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's King. Good, nice job down low. He's got 14.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
Well, you just have to communicate those switches. If you don't, it's on you.
Here's Coleman. They set the screen. Out to Thompson for 3. Good on the triple. Thompson's got 8 points here in this quarter.
And that's his 2nd 3 of the half and his 5th overall. Really lighting it up.
Pelicans leading by 7. King outside. To the paint. Here's Vanderbilt. That one drops for him.
Yeah, I love that. He comes off the pick and takes it right to the hole.
For Sacramento, they've gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the 3rd. And Slim picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
And so here's Sacramento. Love the pass to Coleman. Launches a 3.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thank you. There's a lot to consider with NBA expansion, and Commissioner Silver said, quote, "What does that mean for talent? I feel great about where the talent is right now in the league, but those players have to come from somewhere. How does it work geographically? What will it mean for growth?"
And the Hornets going with a whole new group out there. .135 left to play in the 3rd. King with it. He's got 14. That's tipped. Here's Burton. Here's Richardson. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Richardson's got 12 in the game.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. Now at the break on the floor, you can see the teams that led the NBA, and so it's Sacramento easily grabbing this one. They came in here and took care of business like they were the